Today is Friday, October 7th, 2016, and this is Generally Trivial.
Welcome to Generally Trivial, a conversation on the lighter side of current events.
Hey guys, we are back for episode 28, and we're going to spread some fun. We have a fantasy draft coming up. You know, it's fall, and new TV shows are starting. So we are going to do a fantasy draft of the all-time list of TV shows you can pick from any era, and we're going to create a network and see who has the best one.
Sounds like a draft where I'll actually know what's going on.
We also wanted to take a minute to tell you guys about something that's going to help you support the show and also give you a sweet shirt to wear. We've got t-shirts with the logo on them for sale at teespring.com/generallytrivialshirt. So we kept it really basic with the title there.
It should not be that hard to find
No.
if you stick to those instructions.
No, I think you could probably just Google search it too. I haven't tried it, but I bet it comes up.
I'm sure it would.
But yeah, teespring.com/generallytrivialshirt. They're $16, and shipping's only $3.99. So even after shipping, you're still pretty good for a graphic t-shirt.
Pretty sweet deal.
And each purchase actually helps us out, helps support the show. Goes back into cost for hosting and all that good stuff. So we would appreciate that.
If you find an ad on Craigslist through that Google search, that is not us.
That is definitely probably not us.
And also feel free to report that. That's not us, so
Don't report it. That's just don't report it, and if I don't email back right away,
They're soiling
get
the
back to
name
you.
of Generally Trivial.
anything new with you guys?
Not much. Just going back to school. Just been really rough. That's why I've been away from the podcast for a while. Having some car troubles. Those are always fun.
Yeah, real fun.
Real fun.
Tons of
So
fun.
excited about it. But you know what? I'm also like in the works for a promotion at work. I don't know if I'll get it until Tuesday. So I'm trying not to think about that at all.
Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. You could get a promotion in the middle of pumpkin spice season. That would
big.
be
That's
like
something special.
yeah.
That's big time.
Then it would like always hold a special place in your heart.
Pumpkin spice season rolls around, you'll always remember.
Oh, pumpkin spice.
I like to talk to you guys about different podcasts. I've been a big fan of We're Alive, a zombie podcast. It was years and years ago. I think it was like 2008 or something when it first came out.
Yeah.
Before I even knew podcasts were a thing. They just celebrated 50 million downloads,
Wow.
which is, a lot.
We're almost there.
Yeah. Just a few to go.
A few million.
Yeah. And they're celebrating that by announcing a few more miniseries coming out, so I'm pretty excited about that.
That's cool.
And I just watched the movie Me Before You,
Yeah.
because I've been hearing people talk about it, like it's a good movie, and so I looked at Redbox, and I looked at the reviews on Redbox, and a couple people said it was slow, and one guy said, don't watch it unless you want to cry,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay,
Sounds
like,
a good movie.
I'm okay watching a chick flick, if it's well made,
Right.
I'm good, I can watch it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if it's good, and
Foreshadow.
I would, I'm okay crying. Like, I've seen Up, which is probably, let's be honest, probably my favorite movie. Even though I say it's conspiracy theory, if I
Right.
drew up a top 10, it'd probably be Up. I cry almost every time.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
understandable.
I think
Especially
I cry every
the
time.
beginning, I pretty much cry every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So I'm watching this, and I'm like, oh, it's going to make me feel like for these characters, and yeah, there's some kind of event at the end that would probably make you cry if they weren't so boring. Like maybe if I were in the middle of that situation, but then even if I was, I probably still wouldn't.
Like, oh man, bummer.
Yeah, so sad.
You'd be more depressed with how boring you were than the sad situations.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar to, semi-similar to Ryan's thing. I've also been having some issues lately.
Uh-oh.
My poor dog.
Yeah.
She's been pretty sick lately, which is why I wasn't on the last episode.
We mentioned her.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You'd know if
I listen
to the podcast.
I don't do podcasts, Joe.
You do podcasts, but you don't do podcasts.
But yeah. It was good news though. She just had an infection. She's bounced back. She's good. She's just got to take some antibiotics for a while, so she'll be all right.
That's awesome.
That's pretty much all I've had going on.
Well, we like to give you guys an idea of how to spend your free time when you're not listening to us, since we're only about a half hour, 40 minutes every 2 weeks. Fortnightly.
I was about to ask what Fort Lightning was.
That is a place you don't want to go.
Sounds like a spin-off podcast.
It's the name of my next keep in any game I play.
Yeah. Welcome to Fort Lightning. But we've been mentioning the movies that are coming out the Friday we record and the next Friday. Yeah, it's The Birth of a Nation today, and The Girl on the Train.
I do think The Girl on the Train looks good.
Yeah, let's kind of keep it to yourself. If you want to ask her out, go do that. But
See, I have not seen previews to any of these movies, so I'm kind of in the dark about that. I saw we kind of have a little outline here that tells us the movies that we're going to be reviewing. I was like, I have not heard of these movies at all, and I consider myself a movie buff. It's like, oh, no, I have not heard of it.
Yeah, I have no idea what Birth of a Nation is.
There's also, next Friday, there's The Accountant, which I'm assuming is either incredibly boring or incredibly bloody. Because usually it feels like there's those movies where it's actually like a gory kind of action movie, but they name it something simple. Yeah. Like that Denzel one from last year. Equalizer. Yeah. That was a good movie.
I never saw the movie.
It was
I
good.
never saw it.
Definitely enjoyable. Got it at Redbox.
Yeah, I don't know if this will be who's the lead in it?
Affleck.
Affleck, yeah. I feel like this might be kind of he'll be trying really hard to come back from Batman because it wasn't well received. And I just hope he's not overshooting it.
It seemed like he's very intelligent and is actually an assassin rather than an accountant. Mm-hmm. Is what the impressions I got from the previews. It could just be another paycheck. both the movie and a paycheck.
So you mean a great movie?
I've never seen Paycheck. I've just heard awful things.
I've never seen Geely.
I've never seen Geely either. I've just also heard awful things.
Let's compare bad movies we haven't seen. All right, well, we're going to go ahead into Did You Hear?
Hey.
Did you hear?
Did you hear about this one?
Did you hear?
Did you hear about this one?
So, have you guys ever had a project you worked for a while on? Quite a while. And then you get to the end and you're almost done and you realize you don't have everything you need for the project.
Yes, generally trivial.
Woodshop in high school.
Okay. So this guy, Jeremy Baker Deem, he started putting together the world's largest jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, no.
It's 33,600 pieces.
Oh, my God.
He was working on it for about a year. To give you an idea of how large it is, it's 5.7 meters long and 1.5 meters tall, which would be roughly 17 feet long.
So he built this in Canada?
I believe it was in Britain somewhere.
That also makes sense.
England, yes. So he gets the puzzle basically together and then realizes he's missing 4 pieces. After a year of work.
You know what happened to those pieces, right?
What?
They Brexited.
They Brexited. Nice. Now, apparently he even had... he must have been putting it together on the floor somewhere in the house because he had even taken over vacuuming duties from his wife so that she wouldn't accidentally vacuum up pieces of the puzzle. So, yeah, apparently he was devastated. He paid it was originally £700 for this... for this puzzle, and he paid $150 on sale.
So he probably had someone help him carry it.
Right. It's huge. It's massive. He built it in sections and then put the parts together in different rooms around his house. And then he discovered the 4 pieces were missing. He sent off to the manufacturers, and the thing is so huge, like he couldn't even describe the pieces that were missing. They had to do a grid of the puzzle, and he had to use a grid to describe where the pieces were. But they did send him the 4 pieces, and he did finally complete it. So it has a happy ending.
That is I would have been upset. Yeah. I'm wondering how many of those they make. Like, if it's the world's largest, did they, like, that seems like a one-of-a-kind thing.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure. His goal is actually to put together the 10 largest jigsaw puzzles in the world.
And then, find a way to affix them together.
Yeah, he actually, it said that he, let's see, it was a club or something he belonged to. He actually took it and they hung it up on the wall after it was done. So...
You said it was pretty heavy.
You know what the first rule about Puzzle Club?
You don't talk about Puzzle Club.
If he hung that on the wall, was that wall hopefully reinforced or something?
I would hope so. It's a massive, massive puzzle.
Well, that or it just took the place of the drywall.
Yeah.
It added structural integrity.
It's a very easy fix if someone punches through it. You just piece it back together.
Very good. So, Shawn, I know you're not. I'm not going to ask you.
Okay.
But, Ryan, you like Apple products?
Sorry, I do like Apple products.
You don't need to apologize. It's a common thing. A lot of people are into them. I myself have an iPhone. I'm not like an Apple fanboy, but I enjoy how easy it is to go from my when I had my 4 to go to the 6 and just quickly update, and it feels like my old phone instantly.
Right.
There's some stuff I miss from my Android days, but I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Not to the point of this, though. There is a new scented candle called New Mac.
Oh,
wow.
It has notes of mint, peach, basil, lavender, mandarin, and sage, which combined closely mimic the smell of a fresh Apple product. It is made entirely of soy wax, hand-poured in South Carolina.
Hand-poured by Chinese children.
They might be equal opportunity employers, I guess. Although
in South Carolina, quote, unquote.
Small town South Carolina in China.
And they might. I'm sure they are children because everyone is a child of their parents. We're not going to go there. I think the more impressive thing about this is that it will burn for 45 to 55 hours, which if you made a candle off the new Note phone, it would burn for about 3 seconds. So that's good.
You could actually just get the phone and then just wait for it to
Yeah. It says, best of all, you can simply pay $24 for a new one instead of hundreds or thousands for the new computer, which I don't think anyone buys it for the smell.
Yeah. Probably not.
I was actually going to ask about the price because Yankee candles are anywhere from $17 to $25, so I would naturally assume that this one would cost $50 to $100 for a single candle.
Yankee candles, yeah. I would want to look at the burn rate. I'd be more into the advanced metrics of this. Like, if you can get 55 hours, I would imagine that's better than a lot of other candles. I don't really know. I have candles going right now, but I don't really pay attention to how long they're
If
burning.
only the battery on an Apple product could last like that.
Exactly. Yeah. It seems kind of like a good idea.
I don't think so.
If it's going to sell, that means it's a good idea. I think automatically that means it is.
I think it's like, I would almost say it's like a stocking stuffer for that ultimate tech nerd that you have no idea what to buy for.
Like, he's got a lot of iPhone stuff and Apple stuff. I'll just buy him this candle.
Yeah.
A candle.
Unlike the Yankee candle, which is nearly a timeless classic now, though, this candle, about 6 hours into your 55 hours of burning it, is already outdated.
They've come out with a new, bigger candle.
The first time you light it, it has to update.
Very nice.
Flame refreshing.
But it actually has caught on. The new Mac scented candle sold out in just 2 hours after it launched.
Ugh, you got to be kidding me.
I don't know how many they made. I didn't find that information. So if they made like 2 of them, selling out would. It's like their parents bought them.
That's still too much.
Wait, what were the scents that were added in again? A little bit of lime.
Let's see.
They just mixed every scent they had together. This smells like a new computer.
By the way, I think my "Did You Hear" is really just a preview of Shawn's dumbest thing he's ever heard. Mint, peach, basil, lavender, mandarin, and sage.
Yeah, every scent.
It is a mediocre wrapper from about 10 years ago.
If I get the chance
Every cent.
50 cents.
If I get the chance to update and get the new phone, I will test that theory and I will let everybody know.
Well, we will be happy to film you smelling a $24 candle.
I do think it'd be funny if in the cell phone store or the Apple store, if people just were unboxing there in the store and just...
They're right. It totally smells the same.
I can pick this out. This story caught me a little off guard. I am a big fan of the original movie of the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah,
I don't know if
same
you
here.
guys saw that.
I love Blair Witch Project.
I was very bored for like the first 30 to 45 minutes, but like the last 15 are what totally hooked me.
Did she ever
I love
decide
the whole
which
thing.
project she's going to...
I think she went with the...
Murder Project.
I can't remember the name of the little shoebox thing that you always made in 6th grade. I couldn't
The
remember.
Dioramas.
Yeah, there you go. That joke was ruined. So it's around Halloween time,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of things happening all across the country that people just don't know what's happening with it.
Right.
However, there was this hiker in New York on Long Island, and this was reported by the New York Post. This hiker, his name is James Rankin. He stumbled upon this, I want to say a campsite. There's a video floating around.
I saw that.
But this campsite has missing posters of people from all over the country, and these are real, very real people that are missing.
It's super messed up.
He found a tent that was collapsed with cans of food around it. He also found a man-made structure of sticks that were woven together on top of a filled-in hole.
It's creepy.
I would assume would just be ground.
Yeah,
I don't know how you can
for sure.
I mean, you have a hole in your floor, Jeff, but it's filled in. So. But he found this. He videotaped it, and towards the end of the video, he's carrying around a knife for self-protection, and I don't know. It's hard to tell whether or not this is fake, but what I believe makes it a valid video is because he actually turned this video into the police.
Yeah.
And they've started investigating. However, I did some follow-up on the story, and they asked the guy who owned the land, like, hey, did you know about this? And he said, oh, it's part of my Halloween party that I throw twice a year.
Oh.
And I just have to ask, like, I know some people in our area, like, really get into Halloween decorations, but this is kind of like...
Yeah, because that was creepy.
It's borderline, like, serial killer, like, dump site. That's what the video feels like, because it's real missing people. But a lot of people, one person who lives in that area said, oh yeah, he had a Halloween party in August, which seems sketchy. But he just leaves all the props there, and he's going to have another one in October. But some people also speculate that it was just like almost a social media thing for the new Blair Witch Project movie.
Or a cover-up.
And some people still, say it's either
I'm not a murderer.
I
some
just
people
like
say
Halloween.
it could still be an altar or an actual dump site for serial killers.
Yeah.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, that was creepy. I did see that video. It was
It gives me chills.
the
every
missing
time I watch
they're hung up on like all the trees around there. There's like a different missing
like
person's
over a
poster
dozen, There's and it's
on just like
every tree.
several trees. It's creepy.
Yeah, at generallytrivial.net, we will have that video link up there so you guys can actually see that for this actual episode post. So it'll be, I believe, generallytrivial.net/clown question, bro. So you'll be able to see that.
It's
This episode brought to you by Clown Scented Candles.
The Clown Candle offers a delicate palette of basil, lavender, sandalwood, sadness, and a mixture of cotton candies.
Yeah.
Guys, we are going to embark on our first ever fantasy draft.
Woo!
And unlike drafting a wide receiver in the first round because you probably don't know what you're doing,
Depends on the wide receiver. Julio Jones, 300 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. You didn't draft
To
him.
get a tie.
You didn't draft him.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did draft him.
Yeah, I did.
I gave him to me. You
In
and
the
you let him
first
go.
round.
Okay, but it was the third round. It's a 2-keeper league. It was the third round. It was a great pick for the third round.
True.
Good job. I hate you. Well, with the leaves turning, fall TV series are back. We have some returning shows. We have some brand new shows. To recognize that, we're going to take a delve into fantasy drafting our own networks.
Yeah.
We are going to do 4 shows for our network, so presumably we'll have some other junk that's on our network too, but we're going to fill it with just 4 shows because we don't want the show to be an hour and a half long.
Right.
We have already decided who's going first. Ryan, you have the first pick. You're going to have the first pick of this round and the last pick of the next round. Shawn will always have the number 2 pick, so right dead in the middle.
I'm number 2.
So I'm going to have the third pick, and since it's a snake draft, I'll have the first pick of the second round.
Okay.
And we'll kind of go back and forth that way.
All
We're going to
right.
throw this out to the listeners to decide who had the best draft, who has the most watchable network.
And you should also come up with networks of your own if you like.
Yeah.
Give us
Yeah.
an idea what you would put on your network.
You can be doing this for just shows you like. You can be doing this for a theme, but we're going to see how this goes. Ryan, you have the honors.
All right, my network name is the Super Syndication,
Nice.
and there's going to be a running theme throughout the shows that I've picked. So my first one will be a timeless classic, Seinfeld.
Nice.
Seinfeld, the
Good
number
choice.
1 pick.
I like Seinfeld,
Everybody likes Seinfeld.
except the ending. The finale. I didn't care for the finale.
They went on a high note.
I don't know if I'd call that a high note.
Well, I mean, it was on their own terms. I'd say that's a high note.
Yeah.
Shawn, do you have a network name?
Yes. My network will be called the Second Chance Network.
Second Chance.
Yes.
I like it.
I think I know what you're doing with this.
Yeah, you
and
probably
it was kind
do.
of something I was thinking about doing because I had a couple shows that could be the same kind of deal.
Well, the theme of my network is shows that didn't get a good enough opportunity on regular television.
Exactly.
And I'm picking them for giving them chances to pick up from where they left off. So time travel's involved. But yes, my number 1 draft pick will be Firefly, Joss Whedon classic, space western, greatest show ever created.
I always think of Bon Jovi.
For Firefly?
Wanted, Dead or Alive.
Oh,
On a steel horse
that's
I
fair.
ride.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that.
Like Joss Whedon's theme is really good,
It's one of my favorite songs.
but if it didn't have that theme, that would be a good theme song for it.
I agree. It would be.
So you guys have left, since it's there's all kinds of great all-time shows. That means you guys have left a lot of great shows.
That's true.
True.
So I have a lot of picks ahead of me that I could go with.
You have 2 in a row.
I have 2 in a row.
You do.
Man, you're really putting the pressure on me. Firefly scratched off. I can't go Firefly. I'm going to go with, for the third pick in the first round, The Walking Dead.
That's good.
Solid pick.
No bad choices so far.
Yeah, it's all good.
And I'm just going to go with us being the Raptor Network.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense, given your history.
My parents were killed by raptors.
slightly dark.
Jeff was one of the kids at Jurassic Park when it opened.
And did you hide in the kitchen when the raptors were coming through?
I hid wherever I could. I hid there for a while. I ran to the neighbors. When those documentaries come out, it's hard for me. It's not a game.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steven Spielberg needs to watch it.
Stop Steven Spielberg.
Shawn, this one doesn't fit your network ideals.
Okay.
So I hope you're not too mad at me picking How I Met Your Mother.
No, I'm good with that.
Also,
If I had done just by popularity shows, How I Met Your Mother was going to be on my list, but
I'm going for watchability here.
that's fair. So am I, just with awesome shows that didn't get a good chance.
So that brings up Shawn with the second pick in round 2.
My number 2 pick will be a comedy that didn't get nearly its shot on Fox because I don't know if all these shows are on Fox. The first 2 definitely are. The Patrick Warburton version of The Tick.
Ah, The Tick.
Amazing show that didn't get a chance because it was put up against Friends and Seinfeld.
yeah.
A TV series Shawn has bought probably 4 times.
Only twice. But it feels like more.
Ryan, you have the third pick and the first pick in round 4, but the third pick in round 2. And I said round 4. I meant round 3. So you had 2 picks in a row.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the final pick of round 2.
You might, over my next 2 picks, you might discover my little thing that I have going on with my shows.
Okay.
The commonality of them. So my second show is probably my personal favorite all-time show of Scrubs.
Oh, good choice. Good choice. I love Scrubs.
And then my third one, oh man, because I have a small list, but I this one is going kind of for popularity / watchability.
We might be stepping on each other's toes here.
Maybe. I don't know. This one, I actually picked South Park.
South Park.
Nice. I also like South Park. Haven't been a regular watcher in a while, but I do like South Park.
They're always very current with what's going on.
Yeah. Definitely big with the social commentary.
So Shawn now has the second pick of round 3.
My next pick, I would actually have to... The show's that technically already been brought back, but I didn't like the way they did it, and I thought I should go back to the old format. Arrested Development.
There you go.
One of my favorite shows. Season 4, I liked Season 4 on Netflix, but it just wasn't the same.
It's not the same.
It's not... They didn't have the same times. They weren't all together. It just wasn't... So I would start with Season 4 and erase that Season 4 from history.
I think that I've heard that the creator went back and made a re-edit of the season.
I did hear that.
So that could be interesting to check out.
And they're already in the works for another season.
Yes, they are.
All right, I have the last pick of the third round. And I'm going to keep it up with kind of being a front runner here.
Mm-hmm.
And none of you guys have picked it yet, The Simpsons.
Ooh, longest running show in history. Or is
it's
it just
all right.
Cartoon?
I'm not even a big Simpsons fan, but people are going to watch my network.
Oliver will definitely watch it. Oliver loves his Simpsons.
Simpsons, oh man. I think the golden era of The Simpsons was when Conan O'Brien was a writer. Because it was just so sharp. Like, every single line was a well-crafted joke.
Right.
And apparently I'm trying to create a comedy network.
Yeah, same.
I didn't really plan on that. But my last pick and the first of the fourth round is The Office.
Okay.
Good pick. I do love me some Office.
Some Michael Scott.
That is something I can watch those reruns. I'm not big on watching tons and tons of television, but that's something that's really easy to pick up.
Right.
Almost every episode is good.
Yeah.
And it's just real easy to watch.
It's a great
I
show.
left a few picks out there that I'd like to have, but we'll see what you guys do. Shawn with the second pick of round 4.
All right, this one's much more of a dark horse. Was much less watched than my first 3 shows. Honestly, like at least my first 3 shows had at least cult followings after they were over, and I feel like this one still could, and it still does have a little bit of one. But I really enjoyed the one season NBC did of Constantine last season.
Ah.
I loved it. The show was so much better than the movie and so much more loyal to the comics, and it was done really well enough that they brought the guy who played Constantine on the show into the CW network to co-star guest star as Constantine again on an episode of Arrow. And yeah, I loved the show, and I would like to give it a second chance.
That's a bad dude too.
John Constantine.
Yeah. Like when they killed his dog. And he went nuts with those. Like, he had that underground thing with all the guns.
Yeah.
And just started going nuts.
I was going to say when
John
they
Wick,
showed,
right?
No, I was going to say when they showed him learning kung fu, and then he fought against against his ship's captain. Like, holy cow!
Wrong Constantine. He was the bad one.
He was the one.
With the final pick.
I was a little over-prepared. I had a lot more shows.
Well, I had several.
I could have built like 5 networks with the shows I had running through my head.
Yeah.
All right, so this is tricky between my last pick that I get to choose. I already know 2 of them are out. I guess I'll just stick true to the theme that I already have going, which isn't comedy, if anyone's wondering that. Has to do with the first letter. And my last one, I'll actually pick the BBC version of Sherlock.
Nice. Well done.
Adding a little bit of mystery to all the comedy.
I would have, if I'd been going like for popularity, Game of Thrones would have been number 1 on my list. Easily.
I can't put something down that I've never seen.
Well, that's what I've seen. It.
Yeah.
I had to at least mention that I would have picked it if I was going for popularity.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this whole thing should have been done without at least mentioning Game of Thrones.
I kind of wanted mine to be a network. I'm making a plea to you guys out there listening to vote for my network. I wanted mine to be a network you could pick it up any time of the day. You know, you could watch a good episode. Maybe The Walking Dead, you know, you have to be a little more involved. It's why I did almost go with The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Nice.
There you go.
And I actually almost went really old because all of our shows are pretty new.
Yeah.
But I almost went with Get Smart.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually considered also, like, if I was going with comedies and older shows, I considered Cheers. I loved Cheers.
Considered Sanford and Son.
We left X-Files off the board.
I thought about MASH. MASH was phenomenal in its day.
All right, so I'm going to go over it real quick. So those of you listening, if you haven't been writing them down, which, why haven't you? I have, so you didn't have to. The Super Syndication Network from Ryan has Seinfeld, Scrubs, South Park, and Sherlock.
Solid lineup.
Yes, and a lot of alliteration. The Second Chance Network, which is Shawn Sanguinetti, which should be apparently the showrunner for Second Super Syndication. He has Firefly, The Tick, Arrested Development, and Constantine.
All very good shows.
They're all right.
You can't turn that around on me. It's my line.
I have the Raptor Network, which you guys will all be more than happy to watch. I have The Walking Dead, How I Met Your Mother, The Simpsons, and The Office.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
That's a clown question, bro.
You guys, as well as I, have been noticing some rather unfortunate and scary events. And for once, we're not talking about the election.
Although it almost could appeal. It almost could apply.
Yeah, I saw a meme that involved this and the election. It says clowns are all over the streets. We have actual evil people running for power.
An
we
evil
need you,
billionaire.
Batman.
Yeah.
Actually, and then today I helped somebody who lived on Batman Street at work.
On Batman Street?
Yeah.
There's a Batman Street?
Yeah.
That's where I want to live.
Yeah,
I want to burn it to the ground. That's for you, Oliver.
Okay, but if Batman was created by his parents dying,
I'd make a bunch of Batman. I'm
Right.
fine with that.
If Batman was created by his parents dying, by burning Batman Street and Batman down to the ground, wouldn't you just create an even stronger power?
No, it'd be
No.
Robin Avenue.
It'd probably be just some whiny kid who doesn't know how to deal with his issues.
Ooh.
All
Which
the
is
money in the
probably what
world.
these clowns,
Could
of course,
be.
that we're talking about, that's probably what they're doing. They're just not dealing with issues. This is actually scary. I don't know what I would do if I saw a clown just kind of chilling.
It wouldn't bother me. I mean, not a lot does bother me typically, but yeah, I just would think, hey, there's an idiot.
Yeah, but they're, CNN saying 10 states for sure. I've heard it rumored up to around 30 states they've been seen in. They're rumored to be luring women and children into the woods.
That's what all the reports that I've seen have had kids saying that these clowns have been trying to lure them with candy to a campsite in the woods.
And apparently it has something to do with your Did You Hear?
I hope not.
See, I'm of the opinion that most of those are fabrications.
I believe that too, and I believe that some of them are copycats. The problem
Right.
with it, I think, lies in it could provide a mask for someone wanting
That's
to
true.
do that and to
That's true.
do real
Very
harm.
true.
There's actually a similar wave of this in Boston in the 80s.
I heard about that. Isn't that also when It came out?
Yeah.
The first version, and now
but
the new version's getting ready to come out.
A viral
and this is
marketing was
happening?
not a thing then, though.
It's true. It's true. I just think it's coincidental.
But the studies actually show that kids don't even like clowns. We don't need them in general anyway.
Yeah.
Because there was a study in 2008 that concluded that covering kids' hospital wards might actually have an inverse effect of helping the children. If you're covering them with clowns and pictures of clowns and things that.
What about Patch Adams?
It was a lie.
He had a rubber nose, and he wore the big shoes. I mean,
Patch
he would
Adams
make
was
me
a lie.
laugh.
I mean, I liked Bozo.
Yeah, he was competitive. That was the
The
thing I
grand
could
prize
appreciate
game.
him. Yeah.
I liked Mighty Mouse, and he showed Mighty Mouse. I was
I had a
sold.
version of the grand prize game in my girlfriend's birthday party we did this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. We won. The Amber Olympics, we won them. There was a 16-year-old kid that Christian Torres. Unfortunately, he passed. He was fatally stabbed, and there are various accounts saying that he either had a clown mask on or the guy attacking him did. And regardless, he had the clown mask on top of him when he was found.
No.
So that's the part that really is messing with me. Just the kind of awful stuff that can be happening. And it's going to be a really weird mix when this Halloween we have a whole bunch of clowns and then a whole bunch of kids wearing the hat like the Pokemon trainer, and they just all mix together. I don't know what to do if I'd see one. Shawn apparently would just walk past them and say whatever.
I would.
So, at first I thought it was, some kind of a viral marketing thing. Okay,
Yeah.
this is just some really weird marketing campaign
Right.
that they thought it was a good idea on paper. But I have seen reports of where people are actually getting together and they are deciding to go clown hunting.
Yeah, that's the part that scares me.
They're
Is that,
taking down these clowns, because some of these clowns are they actually have machetes with them, which that ups the scare factor. But then you'll have people who are not afraid to fight back.
right. Actually, I saw a video. Have you ever seen the videos of the guy dressed up like this clown and he acts like he's killing somebody to scare people and then
Yeah.
chases them?
Yeah.
I saw a video where it looked like these teenage kids were trying to do that to a group of guys that were walking through a parking garage in a mall.
Yeah.
And they did that. There's 3 of them wearing clown masks, and they go up to a dummy and hit it and smash its head. And these guys tore them apart. They beat them down. Yeah. So not a good idea.
It's just stupid in general.
Yeah. You're going to try to prank the wrong person, and someone's going to end up getting hurt.
My fear reaction is to punch. So I try to tell someone I don't like surprises. I do not like being scared.
So, hey, all you people dressing as clowns, cut it out.
Quit it.
Stop it now.
All right, well, we are going to go ahead into quick hits.
Quick hits!
A new study says that anxious men are twice as likely to die from cancer. What is it that makes you anxious?
I don't really get anxious. I mean, I guess when my dog was sick. That was the only thing that's really made me anxious in a long time.
I think studies that say that anxious men are twice as likely to die from cancer make me really anxious.
Yeah, and then it becomes this endless loop of anxious feeding anxious.
I just get more and more anxiety, and then I just go to sleep.
Andrew Fox recently dropped to one knee to propose at a Yankees game, and then dropped the ring. What is it that you would do in that situation?
If it wasn't clearly visible to the camera, the Jumbotron, I fake that I put the ring on her finger, and then after the camera's away, then I look for the ring.
Is he a catcher or a fielder?
No, this is a fan. They were filming him.
Andrew Fox. He's the fan?
Yes.
Yep. Jumbotron stuff.
Oh, I have no idea then. I would have made some pun about dropping the ball and dropping the ring.
But you should never ever propose like that. It's proven that most girls don't like it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's add a whole bunch of pressure to this decision.
Yeah.
Which I don't think should be a decision. That you should know she's saying yes,
True,
period.
true.
It should be talked about ahead
You
of time.
also shouldn't put her face in front of millions of
Yeah.
people.
Unless
Don't do
she
that.
likes it.
Yeah.
A new machine that fires popcorn directly towards your mouth after you say pop. It's been created, and it listens to your voice for location, so it's going to fire pretty close to your voice. What kind of food firing device would you like to have?
Cupcakes.
Cupcake.
Yep. A mini cupcake just so it's a little less messy. But
If it could snow cotton candy. But the pop makes me think of a Community, the guy that says pop, pop.
pop, pop. Nice. Community.
With all of these clown sightings, what's the next national scare craze going to be?
There's already
Just make
like
something up.
there's already a huge waiting list for this haunted I don't even call it a haunted house anymore because you literally sign a contract that says it's okay to touch me, where
No.
people who go are like almost tortured, quite literal sense of the word torture, but you sign up for it and you pay money for it and they're not held liable. And I'm just like, okay, like America has become very desensitized to
That's a hard pass on that.
Yeah, it's
Haunted
like, why are people... Apparently just nothing gets to them anymore. So I don't know what the national scare craze is going to be, but I think we're just kind of pushing towards a big reset button on what is actually considered scary.
I guess next for me would be early Christmas stuff. Because
Not even 4th of July
I
yet.
hate Christmas stuff coming out early, so that's the next thing I'm worried about.
Thank you guys for sticking with us through this episode. We'd really love to hear what you think of the fantasy draft and who won the draft.
Shawn.
You don't have to. You don't have to tell the other guys. You can send me a message. But
Jeff will tell us with all honesty.
so that's facebook.com/generallytrivial. Also, like I said, if you guys would like to wear a sweet shirt and also promote the show, give us, we get a couple bucks if you guys buy a shirt, and it helps go back towards the show. So that's teespring.com/generallytrivial shirt. And that would be great. We would really appreciate you guys doing that. And we appreciate you listening. Today we were Ryan. Woo! Shawn.
Do or do not, there is no try.
And I am Jeff, and we are out. It's a sham. It's a travesty. It's a mockery.
A Travis mockery.